Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today is a really exciting one because I've been keeping a little kind of big secret, and some of you have actually already seen it and sent me messages about it, and it's been really hard to keep quiet. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you've been following my channel for any time, or even if you're a newcomer, you know that one of the big things that I always talk about when it comes to complexion products and the makeup industry in general is shade range, hurrah, or boo, depending on. And that is something that is basically the reason why I started my channel. I would have a very hard time when I would go into the store, especially the drugstore, finding a shade for me. And I am not that deep skin. You know that I feel that I should end up in around the middle of a shade range. Doesn't matter how big or small the shade range is, it can still be a great range, and I should be in the middle with shades that are deeper and shades that are lighter. That is not always the case. And what's interesting for me as a creator is I have access to these brands. I also have access to the people who buy the products. You and myself. So I think it's my responsibility to not only point those things out to brands, but actually have those conversations. And they can be a little nerve-wracking at times because, yeah, I'm a creator and I work for myself and all of that good stuff, but I'm really a freelancer when it comes down to it. And these are the people who decide whether or not I get campaigns, contracts, things like that. So here's what happened. Last summer, Rimmel reached out to me and they said that we had had a conversation that really stuck with them, that really made them want to make a change. And they were in the process of doing so. And not only were they doing it, they wanted my help. And when I tell you, it was a dream come true. And this came at a time last summer. Try not to cry, because every time I come on here, I'm crying. Crying is a healthy emotion. It's good. It's good for you. But it was during one of the hardest times of my life to have something like this that was so special and so like dream come true. Basically, they wanted me to come in, consult with them on the shade range, and be responsible for helping to pick the shades that end up in store. And wow, if Samantha, who started her YouTube channel 10 years ago, could know that, that's really exciting. And excuse-moi. So last summer we went to their offices and it was truly a dream day. I got to play with makeup all day. It was so fun. Essentially, here's how it works. And I love the behind the scenes stuff too. The global team sent 36 shades and we were able to choose 16 to go on the shelves. And I've always said this, no matter how many shades you have, there has to be a range. I want to ensure that there is a shade from light to deep and a progression in between. That is the key. And this is normally my makeup issue, and the issue that like you probably have at the drugstore as well is this medium range, like orange, or you have to mix or whatever it is. Like this is perfect, but then I'm like, this feels like a bit of a jump, and this one, I don't know if anyone is that color. So that's where I decided to make the decision of 4 light, 4 medium, 4 tan, 4 deep. So there's 4 shades within each, because how many times have we seen a shade range come out and they're like, yeah, 16 shades, but 12 of them are variations of beige, and there's 2 mahoganies at the end, right? You know what I mean? We've seen it time and time again. Not today. So what was really interesting was we played around with all these different shades and really tried to focus on the range, but also the undertones. So I used all the people that were in the office that I could get that didn't mind giving me an arm or a face to do a little swatching and things like that. I wanted to make sure that I put a lot of thought and care into it so that people feel represented and that they have value, because you do. So in typical Samantha Jane fashion, I'm done yapping now. Let me show you the foundation. This is the Rimmel London Lasting Finish Foundation. I'm so excited. I'm in the shade 400, glass bottle. It has a pump, vegan formula, cruelty-free. You get a full fluid ounce in there. And if you haven't seen it in store yet, it's available at Shoppers Drug Mart with my face on it. And then I can hear Jess yelling, my face too! And Jess is there too. But I'm so excited. Okay, let me get this on my face. So what makes this foundation special, besides my magic touch, is it has that great kind of like hybrid makeup skincare thing. So you're getting nice long wear makeup, but it's got niacinamide, hyaluronic acid. So you get a really nice blend of both, and then over time it's going to help your skin, but right off the bat it looks good too. I've been in a bit of a brush phase lately, but you can use a sponge as well. It just kind of depends on your personal preference slash. For me, like, I don't use a brush or a sponge whether or not depending on the type of application I'm using. I just use it based on like my mood. I didn't use everything that I have on my hand here, but I think you can see my skin is very unhappy right now, but it gives great coverage. Looks really natural on the skin. I'll get up nice and close. And I feel like the undertone is good for me as well. And it really just has that natural look, as they say. None without. But it's not like greasy or anything like that. So don't worry if you have like an oilier skin type, it still lasts really, really well. So anyways, back to the display. It's been up at Shoppers Drug Mart around Canada for a couple of days now, and it'll be up for a few more weeks. So if you get a chance to see it in store, take a picture and send it to me. I would love that. I already saw a Shoppers store in Newfoundland that posted, and they were like, she's back on the rock. And it's so sweet. It means so much to me to have your support. And it's so exciting to have Jess there with me as well. And something that you'll notice about the display, I made this point when I met with the Rimmel team when we first picked the shades, was I want the dark shades to go first. Because without fail, the default is that the lightest shade is going to be the first shade, and then the darkest shade is going to be the last shade in the row. So therefore, if you're looking at a row of shades, you always have to squat down to get the deeper shades. And I just don't think that that's necessary. So I said when my display, sorry Jess, when our display goes up in store, I want the dark shades to go first, because I think that that's important if we're trying to make everybody feel represented and like they have options. Like, that is a privilege to have options. It's a privilege to walk into a store, whether it's for clothing or for makeup or for anything, and to have options, to be represented, to have the power of choice. And I just thought it would be really impactful, and I really want to spread that message that why can't the dark shades go first, you know? And it's not even that there's any malice or anything from companies. I think, well, I'd like to think perhaps I'm naive, but I really feel like it's just the way things have been. Nobody has interrupted it, and now it's time to do that, and I'm here to do it. I've been told I interrupt, so it wouldn't be the first time. Only child problems. So here's what the foundation looks like. I would say that this foundation leans towards a fuller coverage because you don't have to work very hard or put very much on your face for a nice amount of coverage. That being said, you can use it more light, you can use it more medium, you just use a little bit less foundation. Really works well, kind of like mixed different ways. But I think the finish on the skin is really nice, and overall, again, I've said it 100 times, natural. Now to put on the rest of my makeup, I'm using Full Face of Rimmel. Shocker. Also, can I just say, also I don't want to speak too soon, but they've been doing construction in my building, and they've been drilling nonstop, and we currently have silence. So, very excited about that. But Jess and I went into store the other day and shot a little video, and it was just so exciting. It's so surreal to see myself in store on that display, which, by the way, 0 editing, okay? They told us going into that shoot, we're not editing. We want it to be natural. We really want to show off the foundation, blah, blah, blah. And not that I'm like team Photoshop or anything, but I'm like, nothing? Not even a little, just a little something, something? So when you see that picture, no, that's me. That's really me. I'm gonna use the Rimmel Kind and Free powder in medium to set. I spoke too soon. Why? I really like this powder because it doesn't take away the like natural glow. Probably one of my most used Rimmel products, if you couldn't tell, is the Stay Matte powder. They have sent me a new one, by the way, but I'm like, this still works. The Stay Matte powder in the shade Pecan makes a great bronzer shade if you're around my skin tone. It's just really, really natural. Super affordable, by the way. Rimmel in general has like stayed affordable at the drugstore, which now feels like you need to take a, like, remember when you go to the drugstore and you could just buy a bunch of products? You still can with Rimmel. It's like still, you know, not gonna break the bank in the same way, which I love. I like a little on the nose, especially right now. I feel it's just the winter, the darkness has taken me. Oh my goodness. But at the same time, I kind of like it. Not that I'm like a winter person, but I don't mind the cozy darkness. It's when it's like the the like sad darkness that is hard. Sometimes it's cozy when you turn on little twinkly lights. Up next, a little blush. This is one of the Maxi blushes in the shade Wildcard. It's a great kind of like neutrally, what do I call this, neutral? No, I don't know. Just a great like peachy shade, peachy matte. And it's really pretty. But I'm just so excited. Like, we've come a long way. I've been reviewing Rimmel on my YouTube channel. I came across an old mascara review. I reviewed the Stay Matte when that first came out years and years ago, like literally 10 years ago probably now at this point, at least. And it's just really, really cool. It's really, you know, I really have to step back, acknowledge what I've accomplished, because in my industry, and I'm sure in everybody's industry, you feel this way. You feel behind, you see what other people are doing, but at least in my industry, it's very, very much in my face. Muting certain people has become a practice in mental health. So to like step back, look at what I've done is really, really exciting. And then to step into Shoppers Drug Mart and see my face is like just such a tangible representation of that. And it's really cool. Whoo, that's nice. This is the Highlight, the Buttery Soft Highlighting Powder in the shade Candlelit. And this is a really good shade for me, but they have a lighter one too. They also used to have a single eyeshadow that I used as a highlighter back in the day. I don't know if that still exists. A little on the nose, a little inner corner. I'm just going to do a little bronzer slash powder on the eyes. You can see just a little bronzer makes a difference. I'm actually going to put a little liquid eyeliner over it too. I've been liking to do that lately. I've been loving like some light sparkle on the eye. I know like Christmas and all of that is much long past now, or feels like it anyways, but so I'm just going to add a little of this Wonder Swipe liner. Oh, they also do say it's a shadow, so I'm not going completely off the rails here. Just for a little sparkle. I don't know if my video is up about this yet, but this is a new Rimmel mascara that I've really been loving. I've pretty much loved, I don't think there's any Rimmel mascara that I haven't loved. I was going to say liked, but loved. But this one is a little different. And it just doesn't have that like plastic brush that they normally have with like the little thinner bristles, which I love to grab every lash. This is a little bit more traditional. It's got a bit of an hourglass shape, but it gives such beautiful long lashes, voluminous, all that good stuff. Did I say what it's called? It's called Thrill Seeker. Consider me thrilled. Look at those lashes. Stunning. It's got a nice matte black formula, and there's also some conditioners in there to help your lashes. And then I'm sure I've mentioned this in other YouTube videos, but I actually discovered this the day I went to the Rimmel offices to talk about the foundation, because apparently a bunch of girls on some show were wearing the shade Cappuccino of their lip liner, which was too light for me, but Brownie Pie works amazing. So if you have a bit of a deeper skin tone and you're looking for a lip liner, like, oh God. I don't know what I would do without lip liner. It changed my life. There, I said it. But finding the right shade is not always easy, especially at the drugstore. And this is such a good one. Then for my lipstick, an oldie but a goodie, this is one of the Rimmel Stay Matte liquid lip colors. These are some of the, I would say, like thinnest liquid lipstick formulas. Like it doesn't feel like that matte dry on the lips. I love this color. Pink Blink. But it's kind of peachy. And then to gloss or not to gloss, I kind of like the matte. But what if I did this? So here's the finished look. Thank you so much for sticking with me and supporting my channel and supporting me, because without you, I would never get these opportunities, truly. So I really, really appreciate and value you. And I hope you know that I feel that same way. And that's why I also want to do these things. It's not only for, you know, the notoriety in my career or money or anything. I genuinely started my YouTube channel because I noticed that there was a hole in the market and I was lonely and needed someone to talk to. And I wanted to make a change. So to be able to be a part of it, and to make some great steps forward, to make some changes, to be heard is really, really exciting and something that I'm really thankful for. So thank you to you, thank you to Rimmel, thanks to me, thanks to everybody. As always, if you'd like to connect, oh, and be sure to go check out the display in Shoppers if you can. It would mean so much to me. So thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time.